Alright, it's yet another Saturday. Harley's hanging out with me. Little Miss got her a boyfriend, so you know, she's always off somewhere. So he's my new buddy. I need to get this thing running. So that's what I'm going to work on. There's the Firebird. Ain't she a beaut? Back from Missouri. After the long trip, Mama's cutting the grass. After the trip, I'd like to put new wheels and tires on it. Something a little more modern, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to build a new engine for it. I want to do a stroker. But the young man's got this 6.2 in here. He slowly is working on it. Last night we came out here and pulled the cam and lifters and timing cover and timing chain. I think we're going to go ahead and pull the pistons out of it. Check the rings and the bearings. Probably put new rings in it. The cam looks good. Timing chain a little sloppy. So, but I ain't working on that today. He is going off to some four-wheel drive trails with that Nissan. And he's taking the Dodge and pulling the trailer. He's having trouble with his buddies showing up on time though. Alright, I've had a small victory. Well, actually a major victory.
Small.
And that is, one, I realized I'm an idiot. And then two, she's been telling me that for years.
Big victory. What's she talking about?
Two, well, it did a second ago.
Uh-oh.
What the hell? Well, it turned over. Now I don't know why it's not. I ain't really sure what's going on here, but it's cranking over. I didn't do anything to make it crank over when it didn't a minute ago. I don't know. The battery's a little weak. And also I'm not getting any signal to the fuel pump. So something is awry. Alright, look at this. Let's see if it'll do it again. I think that's the power steering you hear. Alright, it's Sunday. I've been doing some long overdue videos. I haven't been doing right lately. Honestly, I've kind of lost the thrill, but enough about that. I got this thing to fire up yesterday, and that's good, because it hasn't fired up before that. I still got some gremlins to figure out. For some reason, the ECM isn't telling the fuel pump to kick on. But if I jump the relay, it'll run the fuel pump and run. This engine had a ECM for the... Actually, it's a module for the fuel pump, which I don't have wired in, and I may need to do that. I don't know. I got to go out and look at the other car. They say it's under where the battery went. Of course, that car is pretty dismantled. So anyway, I got to figure that out. And I want to fire it up and let it warm up. Make sure the fans and all work. And other thing is I don't have the oil pressure sender hooked in. I need to order a little piece that goes just above the fuel filter so I can do that and extend the wires. I need to do that. And I got to wire up the stereo and the dash and all that stuff. So, and then it's got to go to the tuner. Still got some AC lines to run, but I think we'll send it to the tuner before we do that. And then paint. I bit off quite a project here, didn't I? I think I'm going to hire my neighbor who works at a body shop to prep it for paint. Kind of leverage my time a little bit, if I can. And then the young man's off to off-road trails with the Pathfinder. He's supposed to be back sometime today. Maybe we'll work on that 6.2 a little bit. We'll see. He needs to. Got stuff everywhere. And it's raining. But that's okay. That's okay. Alright, I got some cleaning up to do here. I need to back this out a little bit so it's not gassing me. Here it is. It's April now, right?
May.
Oh, it's May.
May.
Well, Mrs. Heavy Chevys, I asked her, are you coming out here? And she said, I guess I could.
I was in the middle of a disaster.
I guess. So that's how, men, that's how you know your women are into you. When they say stuff like that. I guess.
Stop.
Anyway.
In the middle of a disaster, and I'm just like.
Anyway, since she was able to grace, I put her to work.
See?
She's coiling up wire for me. I save all this wire because
You do wiring jobs.
you never know what you might need someday. I don't really want to spend all day working on that, so, but I do need to fire it up and make sure the fans and all that comes on. So I'm going to open that door there, see will it run, and if it does, I'm going to back it out so the tailpipes are outside and let it idle and let it come up to temp. See what happens.
I'll just coil wire.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
You wanted me.
I don't know about y'all, but I can't really see her. She's wearing camouflage. Oh, good morning. Beautiful truck. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is exciting. We got 2 fans running. But it's not charging, best I can tell. So I gotta figure out why that is. Happy news, kinda. My little jumper ground wire slipped and shorted out the fuel pump relay, which blew a fuse. And I had to go find a fuse. But I also found another bad fuse and replaced it. And now it's charging. That's exciting. And that whoa noise went away since the alternator's working.
Dirty cat.
But there's some rattle under there. Alright, we're going to let it run again, make sure the fans come on and all that. And then we'll see what we do next. Well, that's a happy day. The east, it says now that it's commanding the fuel pump on, but it's not. If I unhook my little ground wire, it'll die. Probably because of that fuel pump control module, which I cannot find on the parts car. So I think what we'll do is we'll make it work like that. I think. Now I need to make sure the transmission is communicating properly. It goes in gear and it'll move, so that's a good sign. So the best I can tell, everything's communicating. The fans are working. I gotta put an oil pressure sensor in it. It does not reading that. What else? I just need to tidy up some wiring. I think it's ready to go to the tuner. We decided we're going to take a ride in this greasy fingerprint truck. Run out his fuel, you know.